So I am trying to understand them, but you guys are like from core geology, so you guys know better than I do. So we'll just brush up on some things that you already know. Also, I would like it if we can keep this. So we will just keep it, we just have a general understanding of what foraminifera is. You guys already know it, so I don't want to do it like 100 times. Also, if you have any questions, we will answer those. Basically, what I want to do is I don't want this to be more of like, I don't want this to be I explaining and you listening. Discussing what programs are. Again, I want this to be you asking questions and me answering them session. This is something that you already know from your textbooks. The application part is why you guys are here, trying to see different instruments and stuff. Okay, so you can ask questions whenever you feel it. So understanding foraminifera, they are eukaryotic single cellular protists. In short, that they just have one cell. The cell might have an ectoplasm. The ectoplasm has cytoplasm inside it, and to that cytoplasm, the different organelles are connected. Okay. Next, they have general stuff like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and there's this aperture which is like this. If you see here, it's like this. It's like this here and somewhere here. Okay, so that aperture and the entire internal systems are connected together. It is from where it takes the food inside. The food is IV, and it takes it inside, and that is why they are colored from what they eat. So every algae has its color due to the pigment that it houses. That color becomes the color of foraminifera after it degrades the nutrition and keeps the pigment color. Okay, so that becomes the color of the forams. So here are numerous forams, colored forams, which you can see. The next thing is that they were, this already know that they were in Cambrian age and still they are present in a living form, and they are also called living fossils. So here are different forams from different size structure. They range from around 50 mm, 64 mm to around 500 mm. Okay, and here in this section we have some live foraminifera which we bring in from field. So my work focuses on getting the samples from east and west coast of Maharashtra. So this is a sample from west coast of Maharashtra, and if you see these yellow things, this is ammonia. Okay, species of genus ammonia, and so if you see they are yellow in color, so they are completely fed, have a very good colored protoplast, but the last chamber is empty. That is how we identify the living and dead forams through these microscopes. The next part is to look under inverted compound microscope. So this is an image from inverted compound microscope, and you see there are little pseudo-reticulopodias. Can you see? So if you keep the sample in the same salinity water for a while, it will stretch out its pseudo-reticulopodia to get food out. So this is this image. Okay, this is how you find out that they are alive at the time you collected them, and the way you maintain the culture in the laboratories. Okay, so there are total around 15,000 species of forams, out of which 10,000 are living and 40,000 are extant. I already explained you the size structure ranges from 64 mm to and goes up to around 500, 1 mm, etc. So where do they live? So based on their habitat selection, the ones that are found on the surface of the water are called Atlantic foraminifera, 100 meters. Okay. The basis of the wall structure, benthic foraminifera are classified into three types. The first are organic walled foraminifera, whose shell is composed of a polysaccharide wall. Here is an image of soft walled foraminifers. Okay. If you go to Google Scholar and search for source name, you will find papers in which we have described the new species. Okay. The next are agglutinated walled foraminifers, which have their wall made up of silica. So what they essentially do is they take the sediment grains around them and they construct a wall. Okay. And there you can find the images of agglutinated walled foraminifers. The second, Srinivasana Sundarensis. Can you see those? So those are agglutinated walled foraminifers. The next are calcareous forams, which you already know. They have a shell of calcium carbonate around them. So these are the different applications of foraminifers. Hydrocarbon exploration, paleoceanomy studies, biostratigraphy. I think you've learned all of them in your postdoc and syllabus. Ocean climate linkage, and I'm working on environmental assessment. So basically, I'm using foraminifera as indicators to understand health of a particular water body, estuary, basically. वो replacement lab. Okay, so these are the applications. Now these are the different books which we use to understand the taxonomy of foraminifera. So these are all available in our library. And nextly, इनको molecular समझाना है, थोड़ा नहीं समझाना है क्या? Okay. So this is some of my work. Okay. So for understanding a little taxonomy of foraminifera, primarily they were classified as nautilus, that is in cephalopods, and they were previously so this was the primary classification. But after that, so you see that ammonoid which is caved over there. So after that, once the studies were performed, it was found out that they are single cellular in nature, whereas cephalopods are multicellular in nature. Hence, because of the cellularity and difference in structure, they were reclassified into phylum foraminifera, which was coined by D. Aubigny in 1852. Okay. Then there was a different classification in which there were firstly 9 families: gromids, asterozoids, meloids, and then the other otoliths, which were clubbed together. This 9 family classification was then again reclassified into a total 4 forms, wherein agglutinated were distinguished from calcareous from hyaline. Hyaline foraminifera are porcelaneous in nature. They also have calcium carbonate shell, but the shell is different. I mean, the shell composition is different. Okay. And this is the final foraminiferal classification which we still use for identifying and for taxonomy. So based on their formation of chambers, there are 4 types. The one is plany spiral, wherein the chamber will grow in one axis from X to Y. If you want to add, you can add.
Yeah, you keep on. I'll do it in the end.
Thank you so much. The next are the trochospiral, wherein the shell forms one above the other. So one chamber, उसके ऊपर एक chamber, उसके ऊपर एक chamber. So there is not an image of trochomina. So in my previous slide there was an image of trochomina inflata. So there the chambers are placed in a triangular fashion. So एक के ऊपर एक. In plany spiral you have ammonia. So एक ही plane में अलग-अलग chambers develop होंगे. Okay. The next are स्ट्रेप्टोस्पाइरल जिसमें one chamber will overlap the other, so this will be the first chamber and उसके ऊपर there will be different chambers. Okay, and the next will be क्विंकुलोक्लाइन कॉइलिन जिसमें एक चेंबर जो होगा उसको नया चेंबर completely overlap करेगा. There will be an image of quinculoculine. Yeah, so this image, can you see? छोटे चेंबर को बड़ा चेंबर continuously engulf करता जाएगा and this will be the recent chamber. Okay. So this is the biogeography of foraminifera. There are warm water benthic foraminifera. जो ऐसे, so this is like a general distribution map of foraminifers. The ones that are distributed from different places depending on the temperature. And this is the revised version of the same, wherein they have divided the warm water faunas and then temperate and then cold water. And lastly, there is the final one, that is the tropical, subtropical, temperate, subpolar and polar. We have worked on Antarctic samples, Southern Ocean samples. The map is behind you. So this is the distribution of different species across Arctic, subarctic, tropical and then Antarctic samples. Okay. The same goes here. So these are some of the foraminifera which are present on Maharashtra coast, we found on west coast of Maharashtra. This is an image from Sangeeta et al. 2014. अभी molecular ही है. You were the person who is next.
So what we are doing here is trying to reassess the taxonomy of forams. So why it is important is because कहाँ चला गया भाई?
इसके बाद भी है क्या क्यों what exact slide do you want? एक मिनट ये इधर टास्क बार से सारी
ऐसा क्या?
हाँ और शो टास्क बार से सारी